What do you think of that thing?
Oh, it's amazing. One amazing. It's one of the most beautiful guitars I've seen. I mean, it's incredible. And the way they did the brush sort of pickup covers with the gold, and they mix the gold and silver or chrome here. I mean, yeah, it's clever. And I like the tuners too, the old style, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the 594, they want that to be a little bit vintage feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 2 years that thing was on order because that 10 top, it just hard to get the wood nowadays, you know, like kind of like we were talking with Bob Taylor, right? Like conservation is so important. And but finally we have it, it's arrived.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of voicings.
It's amazing how clear the bass strings are. They're not like a lot of solid body guitars. They're more muffled sounding to me. You know, this is real clear and crisp, and it's you can tell it's a hollow body. I like it. I mean, I'm sure you can really get down on it. You know, I'm not a blues player. I guess I'm just too happy. but I mean, to me, a guitar it has that Knopfler sound. Let's see. Yeah, it has a bite to it too. Yeah. Gorgeous guitar.
And that's just the single coil sounds, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of the humbucker sounds when you push those in?
Yeah, when you push it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power there.
That's mellow.
Yeah. That's a beautiful guitar. It's easy to hold and easy to play, and it's just so pretty. Oh my gosh.
Is this the first PRS Hollowbody II you've had a chance to play?
I mean, through the years, I mean, I've known Paul for a long time. You know, Paul Reed Smith, he's a great guy, very, very clever guy. And when he came up with this 25-inch scale, I mean, it's in between a Fender and a Gibson, and yeah, he had something. He knew he had something that was very unique and different and his own thing. And my son plays a Paul Reed Smith a lot too, and he has a thing on our record, and it's so clean. It's just amazing the sound you get out of a plectrum. I mean, I'm a finger picker, you know, but I think it sounds good with this too. But I always said if I was going to have a Paul Reed Smith, I would have a Hollowbody. I bought his for him, and it's a fantastic instrument. It's beautiful. It has a Ted McCarty pickups too, and the special, you know, the wire that they use in the coil for the coils and all. And yeah, you can't beat the sound of these things. They're clear, clean, but with this Hollowbody thing, I mean, it adds a clarity to the bottom end. Of course, I like the single coil sound too, but. It's really nice to be able to reach some things too, and then you get that little Les Paul stuff. Yeah. I mean, this is a really good jazz guitar, jazz instrument too. Yeah, it's got really anything you want.
So effortless.
It's a great guitar.
Wow.
Man, it's so light as a feather.
Great playing.
I love it. I approve of this.
The fun thing, I was watching Nashville, Austin City Limits 40th anniversary. And it's a fun concert to watch, right? Like they've got all these greats coming up. And every one of them. Everyone coming on stage, Bonnie Raitt, and it doesn't matter. I mean, they all have their Strat. They're all bringing their Strat on stage, right? But the guy doing all the work in the back, who's taking all the solos and making it all happen, he's going through his PRSs. You know, he's got like 3 PRSs on stage, and if you watch him and what he's doing and the sounds he's getting, it's just like, man, like, and he's just the variety of sounds, right? And this guitar makes me think of that, just because the single coil sounds, you can get some really meaty, but yet a little bit of a throaty single coil sound when you drop the tone knob. And one of the things I've noticed, and I don't know if you're willing to give your opinion on it, but I find that PRS's tone knobs, it's like there's extra tone. Like there's, like, you know, a lot of players, like 11 or 12 or 16. I feel like there's 4 really distinct quadrants in the pot, versus like sometimes, you know, it's like it almost doesn't do anything until you're rolling clear back to 7 or 8, you know. But these, it seems like it really changes your voicing.
No, it does, and it changes when you get down on the pickup too. It really, they have a lot of moxie. Anything you give it, it can take. You know, it can throw it back out at you. Yeah, I think the traditional guitars, you know, like a Les Paul or a Fender or something, they have that sound. They have that one sound. But this, you have a lot more, a lot of different sounds, you know. And I think that's the difference in a Paul Reed Smith. It has become a tradition in itself, though. You know, I mean, you got your Les Paul guys, you got your Strat guys, or, you know, 335 guys or whatever, but then you have your Paul Reed Smith guys, and a lot of them in the studios for years have been using these things in there. And I think the Hollowbody, to me, adds a lot more from my style playing than the solid body. I mean, it just opens it up a little bit more, gives a little more airy sound. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty rare that we get one, and now they've launched, they have the same guitar in an SE version that you can get for right at, I think they're $1,300, and then you can get it with a piezo in the bridge for I think $1,500, and that's really taken the world by storm. I think it was Guitar Player magazine had said like, it is unbelievable. Like this is a stage-ready play on any stage in America. Like at this, the level of quality even on the SE.
My son has a couple of PRS guitars, and he won't part with it. They're great. I mean, they really are. And he has a lot. He's guitar poor too. I guess we could say we're guitar rich.
Yeah, exactly. You get the right ones.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I approve. It's beautiful, and it plays good, and it feels, I mean, light as a feather.
Well, as usual, man, you make it sound absolutely amazing.
Oh, so listen, I don't play electric as much. I mean, I have a lot of guitars, but most of my electric guitars, I do have a White Falcon that I really love, and I jazz it up a little bit and put a piezo bridge in it because I was asked to do some things with just those guitars. And so I could get up and do the Lord's Prayer or How Great Thou Art at the end. I like to do a big hymn or something. So I do all my fun stuff and Chet stuff and all that. Then I throw that piezo in, then you can do anything, you know, that's acoustic sounding. And so that I love that guitar. And but most of them are old. I mean, I've got a couple of 58 Tellys. One's all original. In fact, Fender copied it on their New American Vintage. The 58 New American Vintage was based after my guitar.
Really?
Yeah, they kept it for about 3 or 4 months.
Learn something new again.
Of course, they couldn't call it Doyle Dykes model because I had nothing to do with it.
Right.
In 58, I was 4, you know. But I love those guitars. I have an L5, I have an L4, you know, things like that. And I have 2 or 3 other Gretches. I have some Gills. Starfire, a couple of Starfires. One I had when I was 14. I got it back after 40 years. Man. And then I have a 61 green one. It's really cool, and I like to use that on some shows and stuff. And so I love guitars. I don't have one of these personally, even though I've bought several because of my son. But he lets me play his.
Well, that's just as good,
we'll use
right?
We'll use it in the studio or something. And when he played on one of my songs that we did with the whole family, it came in, and it's a long story, but it was a family kind of thing. And he played his PRS, and boy, that guitar sounds so good. When he plays, he does these sweeps and things, and like the Chet stuff, you know, and he's just clean as a button. It's just amazing. Yeah, they have a sound like nothing else does. Yeah, I love it. It's wonderful.
Well, thanks so much. Thanks for playing
it.
Can you have it?
Never hurts to ask.